as much as this thing weighs, she got some pickup. So what's up, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a ride and review. This is the 2019 Niken GT. And man, this thing is comfortable. I know what everybody's thinking, like, oh, the two front wheels, it's gotta feel weird. Actually, it doesn't. It's so confidence inspiring. This is literally my reaction to this bike. You would think it'd be like hard to lean and it would feel weird, but no, it feels like, I mean, it is a regular motorcycle. It just got a little bit of extra engineering in the front. That looks cool. Now, if you're familiar with this bike, I was salivating over it when the concepts came out years ago, and I was like, oh man, that looks so awesome, but it's probably gonna be weird. And it's definitely not weird. It is definitely not weird in the least. Like, it feels like I'm on a regular bike. I mean, it just dips right on over, just like a regular bike. Now, I do have to drive this thing over. I think the heated grips are on. Yeah, my hands are hot. I do have to go by my house so the wife can see it. She's not out on this ride. However, I'm going to take a different route to get to the house instead of straight there, because there's a couple little twisty roads here. Now, the whole purpose of the two wheels in the front is to allow for more traction. And I know, you know, trying to wrap your head around that, around like having two front wheels and it not being a trike, that doesn't make sense because there's three wheels, so it's a tricycle, right? No, it's not. It is not a tricycle. It is a motorcycle. The front end has, you know, two inverted forks on each side, and then it's got this kind of, I'm trying to think how to word it. It's almost like a it's like a linkage, and it attaches in the middle, and it actually leans with you, so it legitimately feels like you're riding a regular motorcycle. Even at low speed, it feels like it. And I honestly, I can't get over like how this thing feels. I mean, it's blowing my mind. Like, I had really, really high hopes that Yamaha would come out with something amazing when the concepts were floating around on the internet for this thing, and they sure enough did. They definitely did. And I mean, just, there's so much confidence in how this thing feels. Like, it's ridiculous. Now we're gonna have kind of a fun little test. There's a old rickety wooden bridge up here that just feels like crap going over it. Not terrible. I mean, it's still really bumpy, but it's definitely more stable feeling. And everybody is staring at this thing. This is awesome. Let's get down to brass tacks on this thing. It feels like a regular bike. It has one hell of a pull to it. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go this way. Oh. We'll see how many people stare at us. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of stares at this thing. I know I gotta stop by Rue's because Rue's gonna want to see this if he's there today. So we're gonna go back here to a spot where I know we can't be bothered, hopefully, because if I stop in them, if I stop like at a kind of popular scenic place, I'm gonna get 1,000 questions and I won't be able to get all of my shots. Oh, that took way too long. So there's a downside to owning this bike, I can already tell. I was trying to get all my opening shots, and literally it takes me a lot of times like 5-10 minutes. It's taken me over 30 minutes to get these shots because I'm in kind of like a remote location. I planned that for a reason, but everybody had to stop and ask what this thing was. And it's cool. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's cool to, like, I guess, attract that much attention, I'm assuming. Oh, so we've been in like mode 3, which is kind of a laid back mode. We're gonna go to mode 2. And then let's see now. Oh no, we don't want heated grips on. Let's see now. All the features. Okay, so we're gonna go to mode 2, a little bit peppier. We're gonna cruise through town, and then we're gonna take the interstate back. And the reason we're taking the interstate back is because I want to see how the wind buffeting is with this huge windshield here. I also kind of want to see just, you know, how it feels around town. We already know it's going to do great on the interstate. It's a big heavy bike. It's going to be nice and stable. Yeah, man.
How is it?
Dude, it feels just like a bike, like a regular bike.
Really?
Yeah, you can throw it into a turn. It's so stable.
Wow.
Yeah.
I seen you go by earlier. I was like, damn, someone bought that fucking thing?
I was wondering if you were here. That's why I came back out this way.
Yeah. Wow, I was like, I can't believe someone bought that fucking thing.
Dude, it's comfortable as shit.
Is it really?
Yeah. But yeah, like throwing it down into a turn, it leans like nothing, dude. It doesn't feel like it weighs 600 pounds, that's for sure.
What's up with the dual wheels, though?
It's just more traction in the front end.
That's it?
Yeah. A lot more traction, like very stable in the front. But counter steering, everything else feels the exact same.
Really?
Yeah, because it actually pivots if you look.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
It's cool looking, but it's weird, like futuristic bike.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'll catch you later, Roger.
Later, man.
Yeah, so I knew Roger would want to see this bike. Oh, look at you just pulling right on out there in front of me. Aren't you just awesome? You didn't pay any attention at all, did you? But yeah, so back to the bike. As you can see, like Roger was like, no, come back here. That's a downside to this bike. Everybody wants to ask a question or make a comment, or, you know, I posted a photo of it on my private Facebook when I stopped by the house to see the wife, and immediately, first question, how does it ride? It rides like a regular motorcycle. But the whole point of, you know, this bike is more traction and stability in the front end. You're not going to be dealing with, you know, that wind buffering that you get. You know, this is a touring bike. So that being said, it's made for comfort. You know, I'm sitting nice and upright. Surprisingly, my mirrors are easy seen. Like, I can easily look out of either one and see what's going on behind me. Yeah, actually, I don't even really have to head check. They actually do, where they're mounted is actually pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. As far as being able to see. Now the bike does, of course, have ABS. I am gonna adjust this mirror a little bit here real quick. Oh, there we go. A little bit more. There we go. Bring this one down just a touch. There we go. Now, like, I mean, I don't feel like I even really have a blind spot on this thing. I mean, I'm sure I do, and I'm gonna head check either way, but it doesn't feel like it. Honestly, I just can't get over it how well Yamaha made this bike as far as feeling like a normal two-wheeled motorcycle and not some, you know, three-wheeled abomination that a lot of the internet said it was gonna be. A lot of people were not happy when they released, like, you know, the concept of this bike. You know, I definitely remember reading a lot on forums about how much people were gonna, you know, like it was gonna be such a terrible thing, and Yamaha just took this thing and knocked it square out of the park. Like, absolutely out of the park. As far as, you know, the weight of it, yeah, it's a little hefty, but honestly, you don't feel it. It's got all of, you know, that MT-09, FZ-09 engine characteristics. So, I mean, you know, third gear, 6,000 RPM. You got that nice grunty, like that throaty intake of the MT-09. You got that little whistle, that little, you know, I can't whistle like the engine does, but you get the idea. Of course, rev matching, braking, everything like that feels phenomenal. People are just absolutely staring. And I'm barely giving it any gas. You know, so it's definitely got that MT-09, FZ-09 pull to it, which is perfect for a bike like this. It really is. Even got cruise control. You know, I think this might be the first bike I've ever ridden with cruise control. Man, Yamaha has made like leaps and bounds on this electronic throttle. The last MT-09 I rode had that nice choppy kind of, it wasn't terrible, it just took some getting used to. Like, it wasn't bad, it was just, you know, when you come from like drive-by-wire, well, you know, traditional throttle cables and everything, it feels different, like you can tell. However, this thing feels just like there's a cable. Well, I guess there is a cable connecting it, maybe. Huh. Learn something new every day. I'm probably going to edit that out so I don't look like an idiot. Alright, so... Or ignore me, Harley guy. That's cool too, bro. He was looking... He was looking at his turn. Oh man, just the way this thing leans. Oh, and she got some pickup too. Now on the interstate, brake and comes off. Cool. Not gonna lie, like, I honestly could probably sit on this thing for hours on end. This is really, really cool of Wayne's to let me ride this thing. Only for the simple fact of, I mean, there aren't that many of these things out there. And they definitely were just like, oh yeah, we want you to ride this. I didn't even have to ask. They offered, which is, you know, cool. Because a lot of times, you know, I've got kind of an idea of what I want to do that day. And, you know, they have a different idea. However, not today. Oh, traction control kicked in. Oh, those sweet, sweet triple cylinder sounds. I mean, I'm sure you guys can tell that this thing is impressing the heck out of me. Especially the cruise control. I'm really digging the cruise control. I can actually rest my right hand. Or I can rest both hands. Haha! Great success. And you can leave it, you can steer it just the same way. Oh my god. That's so awesome. So let's look at the pros. We're gonna wrap this up kind of right here. Let's look at the pros. The pros are nice, big, comfy, stable. You know, it looks cool, which is also kind of a con, but we'll get to that in a second. It's big, cool, it's stable. That guy was staring so hard. That's one of the cons. I think he's turning around to come back after me. Oh, if he does, I'm gonna die a little. But yeah, big, comfy, plenty of power, but not too much power. It's just awesome. That was a different guy that turned around. Like, absolute confidence inspiring when you're leaning it through a turn. Which I was not, you know, you can hear it from other people as much as you want, but until you experience it, you're like, maybe. I want to believe, but maybe. And after riding this thing, yeah, I believe. I can't put it into words enough, like how planted this front end feels in turns. Now, some of the cons, honestly, I can't think of a con other than one of the major one. Everybody's gonna be staring. Everybody is gonna be staring. You're gonna get stopped a lot. You're gonna get questioned a lot. Everybody's gonna be like, "What the hell is that thing?" Well, it's a Yamaha Niken. Is it a trike? Nope, it's not a trike. It's a motorcycle. It's just got two front wheels. It leans like a motorcycle. It feels like a motorcycle. But it's got three wheels. Yep, I'm aware. It does not feel like a trike because it doesn't hold itself up. Everything pivots just like a motorcycle. For a touring bike, I would so recommend this thing. I would so recommend this thing. I mean, we've got power spot right here. We got one down beside my left leg. You can even adjust the shock, the rear shock on this thing. Like, it's got an external, like, reservoir adjustment point on it, which is pretty freaking cool. You know, it does come standard, I believe, with the touring bags, and they're freaking huge. Absolutely huge. I couldn't tell you, like, how many liters they are or any of that kind of information, but they're big, and you can fit a lot in there. This seat, ungodly comfortable. The power, well, do you like MT-09s? Do you like not being able to keep the front end down without traction control on? Yeah, then you'll like this bike. And no, I'm not going to wheelie the Niken. See? Traction control. Beautiful thing. Again, as always, thank you, Wayne Cycle Shop. You guys are awesome. Make sure to check them out at waynecycleshop.com.